Welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And in tonight's episode, we hit the road and took a trip out to Philly for Fourth Rope, The Heels Have Eyes 11. And now we're back behind the mic to break it all down. From the vibes from the fans, to the energy in the building, to the matches that had us on our feet. We're giving you a full review of the night. Ya tú sabes. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on! Long time no see, Primo. What is good?
Whole lot of nothing, man. Everything's good on my end. How about you, brother? Everything all right?
Everything good, man. I can't complain. Just super excited to talk about our experience at Fourth Rope, Heels Have Eyes 11 in Philadelphia, which is actually kind of crazy. So just to give a little insight to our Primos, right? Our Primos and Primas. Before we started this podcast, we've been to shows together, right? We've been to the Rumble. We've been to WrestleMania, a couple of things here and there. But ever since we started the podcast, I believe this is our first event that we both attended together.
Yes, it is. Yeah. But I mean, in our defense, when we did all those shows before, you were living in New York.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right.
So we were able to be like, "Hey, I'll be there in 45 minutes."
Right.
Where now it's like, "Great, I'm gonna jump on the subway, and then I gotta get through the TSA. That's fucking 3 hours. Yeah. Then there's a 3-hour flight, and hey, man." So, but yes, and it was great to do. I was really, really happy to do it. The old ECW arena, the 2300 arena in Philly, fantastic. It was an hour and a half drive for me to get down there, and then it was easy for me to get home that night. Perfectly great. Yeah. It was good. No, and the show was dope. Show was a good time. I can't wait to go over it. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of interesting things, a lot of fans. A lot of fans and a lot of people who recognized us, and that was weird because you've always said people come up to you and I was like, oh shoot, oh hey, what's going on?
Man. It's a little weird, but it's awesome though.
No, it's amazing. Are you kidding me? It's amazing. Thank everybody who it's like, oh my god, I already follow you, and then I was like, oh shoot, okay, cool, so dope. No, it was dope. It was great. It was great. I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, let's start off with the overall experience, right? So the first thing that they did, which I had an opportunity to do because obviously I flew in a little bit earlier, was the pop-up shop that they had at the Marquee in South Philly. And let me tell you, man, first of all, this store was full of vintage WWF and WCW shirts and hats and just so much, just
merch.
Merch. It's crazy. I know I blanked on the word. I couldn't think of it. And then the cool thing about it is they also have vintage records and things like that. You see a bunch of vinyls like the Tribe Called Quest and NWA and all these things. And upstairs is where the room is where all the merch is for the Fourth Rope show. And the way that they planned it out was you go to the pop-up shop first, grab whatever you want, and then what happens is whatever's left over gets brought to the arena for anybody else to buy. So you really had to, if you weren't there, you probably missed out. But
yeah, it's like first come, first serve.
Yeah. But some of the stuff, there was the standard merch, right? You had I bought the Ted DiBiase and Virgil, Fourth Rope white on pink shirt because I was like, oh, this is a dope summer shirt. I could wear this.
The Fourth Rope they make really dope shirts. They had a bunch of really dope ones that I saw that were fantastic.
Yeah, incredible. And then they have these one-of-one pieces, which I didn't know that. See, that was my first encounter with that. I was thinking, because when they were first showing this stuff on Instagram, basically I saw a bedazzled CM Punk gloves, and it was little rhinestones going around the gloves. And I was like, oh, I need to get that because that's kind of dope. You know what I mean? But then you go there
and saw the price tag.
Yeah, well, not just the price tag, but I was like, but it's one of one. And that means it might not necessarily be in your size. And obviously I'm a big, strong dude. I was like, oh, an XL isn't going to rock for me, man. I need to get a double because it looked like it would have been tight. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean that depends because some of those fourth rope shirts are huge. Because
Oh yeah.
my cha-cha large is una bata de dormir. Like I could fit me, my wife, and my kid in the thing, and I love it. It's great. It's a dope shirt. Like my wife's like, well, you can give it to him. Like, no, it's mine. It's cha-cha shirt. Like I'm gonna frame it or I'll put it aside. Like that's gonna be mine. Like,
Yeah.
but some of those run big, man. So you get a shot with some of them.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it was just an awesome experience. I mean, got a chance to meet West Side Gun, Smoke DZA, the fourth row crew, meaning like the camera people, the
Right.
cinematography people, anybody involved in the organization that rolls with them were there. Obviously, got a chance to hang out with, shout outs to Primo, Cha Cha Charlie. You know, what I mean, we had a good time running up the rocky steps. We cut some some content for IG for that, and that was hysterical. If you haven't seen it
Mhm.
yet, it's
And you
so
also cut
funny.
some photo off, or Cha-Cha cut some photo off. And that woman
And then,
was not,
shouts
or that girl was not happy.
yeah, she was not happy. And then also
Not
shout
at
outs
all.
to 5150, to Danny Limelight and Slice Boogie. Awesome guys, got the chance to hang out with them and kick it with them and ride around Philly and stuff like that. But that was Friday. Or actually, I'm sorry, that was Saturday morning. But then
Right.
we get we're like, okay, let's meet up at a bar by the arena. That way we're just in walking distance. We don't have to worry about
Hmm.
parking. So bar was dope. Kind of like, bar
Well,
vibes,
I wouldn't say bar was dope. I would say bar was fine because the beers were cheap and the pizza was decent for what
Yeah.
we paid. Not a problem. The funny part is that there was a party apparently that was happening that nobody told us about that was being set up around us, and people were showing up looking all great and stuff, and we're just like, I
We're
guess
here
this is
for a
gonna
wrestling
start,
show.
but we have to leave. We have to leave anyway, so let's just pay and go. But I wish they would have told us because that's why I asked you. I'm like, did they say something? You're like, no. I was like, well,
Nah, bro.
you would figure they'd say, hey guys, at 7 o'clock we need this area. Like,
Nope. It was
but
just
whatever. But either way, bar was fine. It was great. We met up. I got free parking 3 blocks away from the arena.
sweet.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
I was great. So
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then once it got closer to like showtime, well, they said doors open at 6, so we walked over about 5:45. And then we see the huge line going probably a block and a half around
yeah.
the
And I
arena.
saw that line starting to form when I met up with you guys at like 4:40, 4:45 ish. I drove by the stadium, or not the stadium, the arena,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh, okay, starting to form a little bit." All the parking was gone up front. I'm like, "This should be fine." And then when
Yeah.
we went back, holy cow, man, that
Yeah.
wrapped around that line. Like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah, man. And it was and what was cool about it is because we had a crew, right? I mean, shout outs to Corey, to Nick, to Alexis, obviously we were together, so like as we were getting online, we see our buddy Hooligan Bam and his boys Sparks, shout outs to them. Happy that we finally got to link up and meet up and we took this dope picture, and it's
yep,
funny because like as soon as I posted it, like people that know us that are in the wrestling world, they're like nerds, this and that. Like it was just the funniest thing ever. You know what I mean? I was just like, I love
nice,
you too. So
yeah, thanks, like,
thanks, right? But once we got online, it moved relatively quickly. I wasn't really sweating it because we already had our seats, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and by the way, awesome seats, right? I mean, even for like third
I
row,
mean,
right
fourth
side
row,
of the
third
ring.
row? Was it third? It was
Yeah, it was
third.
third.
Yes,
It
it
was
was
third.
third.
Yeah. I mean,
Man,
solid,
great
solid.
seats.
Yeah.
Great seats. Great. And the only I'm literally just chairs in front of us. 2 chairs in front of us. So we're talking
Yeah.
about 9 feet from the ring.
Yeah.
Like right there. It was awesome. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And then and like I said, and then before we get into the match cards, just shout out to everybody that we were able to meet, to those that already follow us and were like, sending us videos and like, bro, you're at the event. Oh, I think I see the Primos. Is that you guys there? And then I was just like, wow, this is kind of surreal. Yeah, man, come say hi and this and that. And then for the people that we met, during the show, like the guys that were sitting behind us, the folks that you met at the bar. I mean, it was just truly an experience and truly a vibe and really awesome for the wrestling community as a whole. Whether you love wrestling, whether you love hip hop, fashion, all the above, Philly, whatever
Right.
brought you there. I thought it was an awesome way to celebrate that level of fandom. So, shout outs to Fourth Rope on that. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Well, that's the other thing we should also call out is that this wasn't just a wrestling show.
Yeah.
It was essentially a concert as well. There
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
bunch of performances before, during, and after.
Yeah.
So, like you said, shout outs to Fourth Rope for doing all of it, covering hip hop. Because that's the thing is like we got there and it was just a lot of hip hop heads, and I'm just like, oh great. And then they're playing all the music when they're starting off and everything, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be fantastic, and it was great, absolutely great.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But let's jump in. Let's jump into the pre-show match, right? So we had
Mhm.
this guy named Chris Slade. Now, obviously, this is the first time we're seeing him, but he has a pretty dope looking gimmick. It reminded me of Trunks from Dragon Ball Z because he had like the short jacket with like the sword sticking out, and then he had like the long
Mm.
purplish grayish hair, and I was like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. All right,
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z-esque. Okay, cool. I was digging it. Versus
The swords kind of took me for a loop. I was like,
yeah.
oh, this okay. Well, we're just walking with weaponry. Oh, okay, cool. I think we're in Philly, but I didn't realize ECW Arena. I wasn't sure swords were legal, but fuck yeah, let's do it, man. Why not?
Yeah, I mean the the home of a hardcore, man. I mean, you got to come prepared,
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, shit.
And then he went against this dude from I've looked it up. He actually wrestles out of New Jersey, but he's from Ireland. Kind of an odd name. Maybe it's an Irish name, but his name is Lamo. So I was like, I don't know if that's
I'm sure there's a pronunciation that
yeah,
like because some things in Ireland like they're spelt one way and then
yeah.
it's said completely different.
So let's go with
Like
Limo. Limo, maybe
yeah, yeah,
not Lamo.
maybe like Siobhan is spelled like Sihobi. Like so
Mm,
we're just gonna say I called him Headshot because
headshot.
he looked like just I called him Headshot because he was just like, hey, I got to flip up like I'm in a '90s art like a boy band and I'm pretty and white and let's go.
Yeah, and it was funny because Corey that was sitting next to me was like, "Oh, when did Adam Devine get here?" Right, that actor, like
Yeah,
from Workaholics. He
Modern
was like,
Family and
"Yeah,
Workaholics.
yeah," he looks just like him. I was like, "Oh man, that's crazy." But what a good way to open up the night with the pre-show match. At first, it started off a little rough because it was like they were trying to figure it out, but then, I mean high flying galore. They were just going at it and
Yeah,
doing flips and this and that. But what really took me by surprise was the fact that Chris actually ended up losing. Slade ended up losing. I was confused about that because I felt like the crowd was really behind him and not Limo. You know what I mean? So I was like, what happened here? Was this a mistake? But maybe, I
well,
mean,
see, but that might be what it is because the crowd was so into it. This was a way to deliver a like boo moment and like a more hated thing to give. I guess Limo is what I'll call him to give Headshot the win. So to give Headshot the win, but so I think that might be what it was. But to your point, great match. They did start moving quick, and it seemed a lot cleaner because I think in the beginning they were both trying to get all the fans involved
right, right, right.
and nobody there was ready for it yet. Everyone's like, we still got to kind of
Harry's like,
ease
I'm still
into this
rolling. Like, what do we
and
do?
give you right. Like let's like so. But I think once they got comfortable and then the fans settled in, yeah, the match went a lot better, and it was a great match. To both their points, great athletes, hell of a match.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely ended up being a fan at the end. I even walked up to Chris at the end of the show and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know what to expect at the beginning of the match, but you guys kicked it off and really got the night started off awesome. So kudos to you." And he was like, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate that." And then that's when we started talking about the gimmick. But yes, I agree. Awesome match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
solid, dope, dope, dope.
And then this is where we get MVP, the commissioner of Fourth Rope, actually coming out and presenting and explaining the history of Fourth Rope and, why it came back to Philly because the Heels Have Eyes one was actually in Philly. So it's like full circle moment. They're kind of like
Mhm.
following the WrestleMania kind of playbook, right? It's like every 10 or every 10 years, they will, go back to where they were 10 years ago, right? Because that's how it used to
Yeah,
be.
we'll go back to the garden, or we'll go
Right.
back
Garden was
to yeah.
like 1, 10, 20, and then after that, it just, went out the window.
Right.
it went to the highest bidder. You know what I mean? But
I mean, essentially, especially with TKO on this shit. Don't even get me
yeah,
started. But
yeah.
yes,
But we're not here
yes.
to talk
So
about
he
that.
is.
We're here to talk about
No,
fourth
no.
rope. All right.
Fourth rope.
So yeah, man. But MVP got the crowd hyped. He's looking pretty good. And then that's it. I mean, he just came out and said what he said and then just dipped. And I didn't see him the rest of the night.
MVP was there 10 minutes, and then the next thing I know, I see him on a bunch of flyers that people are handing out, and that was it. Like he worked the crowd up.
Yeah.
He did. He was really good at pumping everybody up. I say fourth, you say rope, or whatever the hell it was, and it was like, yeah. I was involved. I don't even remember exactly what I was saying, but I remember being fully invested. So, but he was good. It was great. MVP's just awesome on the mic.
Yeah.
People will get behind him because he does have history in all of the federations. So it was great. No, it was good. It was solid. And once again, it connected the fans to the moment.
Yeah.
Which is what you want to do, especially at a show, at a venue that holds 2,300, a very intimate setting. So I think that people really wanted to be able to connect, and that really did it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then we start off with the official match of the night, right? After MVP opens up the show, we get Starboy Charlie and Real One Enzo. And oh my goodness, like Starboy Charlie is flipping literally incredible. The stuff that this kid was doing, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then it's funny because the thing that's sticking out to me right now that I just remembered was I saw a video of when Real One like hits him in that corner post on the outside. Remember we saw his head just
snap back. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro. But what a match. What a match, man. What'd you think?
No, it was absolutely great. Starboy Charlie, he came out with the overall shorts, so it was like, what are we doing here, my man? And then you saw his moves and just how quick and how fluid he was, and he was absolutely fantastic. This kid's going to be picked up quick, and like he should be because he's really, really good. And Enzo, to my surprise, because I'm not a big Enzo guy, he was great. This was a very, very solid match. They worked well together. Enzo was great as a heel. You had, Starboy Charlie's moments where he got the crowd involved. So very solid all the way around. But yeah, no, this was a great first match, and I definitely was not expecting it, especially because I'm not an Enzo guy. I'm like, this is probably gonna be, weak sauce, whatever. But kudos to him. And once again, Starboy Charlie. That was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. And actually, I appreciate you saying that, right? Because you're right. We've heard, and that's the crazy thing about the wrestling community and what is left in our brains when it came to those that haven't watched Fourth Rope or haven't seen the stuff that he's done in the independents. Because if you haven't seen anything like that, then all you have to reference is his time in WWE, and you hear all the negative stuff. Oh, he used to hurt people. Da 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 da. He didn't know what he was doing, etc. But the man has come so far. I mean, even the fact that he's still doing the same gimmick, but like even a little bit more realer, you know what I mean? Just slight little tweaks and the way he looks in the ring. I mean, I'm happy that you said that because you could see the change, you could see the growth, and he looked fantastic. He deserves, in my opinion, to continue being that flyweight champion until somebody, really pries it from him. You know what I mean? So that's good. Good call on that.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, no, like I said, because I do feel really bad sometimes because of what you hear is kind of what you go with sometimes.
Yeah.
And so to that point, like when he was there, I still wasn't a big him and Cass guy. Like neither one of them moved the needle for me. But then hearing everything and then seeing him, I was like, okay, solid. I still, obviously, because his reputation is still his reputation, this would need to have to carry on further before, I would be giving him the flowers that you currently are. But yes, but if it does, then then he deserves to be, everybody deserves a second chance. Mistakes are made. People are not their best every single time around. Like it's not going to happen. So, if this is positive growth and it's moving in the right direction, then good for him. And he did a great match. So shout out. Yes.
Yeah. And then I also thought it was pretty cool that during his entrance, he brings out Ted DiBiase, right? Because obviously the flyweight championship looks like the $1 million belt, just more updated with the snake leather strap and like the money sign. And it's like, man, what a way to do that. I mean, even though we only saw him for like a second, it was like still pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to be in the area. You knew it. Like it was going to happen. Fourth rope, and then they have the little bit of a connection there where he's good because you saw the DiBiase shirts when we got there. I was like, oh shit, yeah. To your point, you bought him and Virgil, like so you knew it was going to happen. But it was really well done. Couldn't have him out there too long because what is he really doing?
Yeah.
You know, at this point, it's just kind of you're like using his name and people remembering who he is, and then you're like, great. You know, let's move him back and continue on. So nicely done. Timing, well played. Everything was solid.
Exactly. And then plus, obviously, Real One retains, still the flyweight champion. But for a split second, I was really, I mean, we knew he was going to keep it, but I was like, would have been nice if Charlie would have gotten it.
Yeah,
but
man.
I get
Yeah, I
it.
was rooting for Charlie. Come on, man. Come on, overalls. Let's go.
Overalls. Shout outs to Charlie for that one. And then the next match, we get a tag match, man. We get 51-50. You know, we got Danny Limelight and Slice Boogie, couple of New Yorkers, you know, doing what they do best, you know.
Yeah,
And then we get the Infantry, who are the current Ring of Honor tag champions, you know. So we got Sean Dean and Carly Bravo. And man, I all I could say is I really thought 51-50 was going to get it, and here's why. Like here's my thought process, right? Because at the Six Flags show, you know, they called out the Hardys. They were like, you know, we're coming for these tag titles next. So, you know, just throw anybody in front of us and we gonna handle it. So even though they cheated to win, they still got the win in Jersey. Right. So I thought we were just gonna continue another win for them. Plus, you know, you did mention when we were talking about it live, we were like, oh, but they're the Ring of Honor champions. They're not gonna lose. And I was like, yeah, but the belts aren't on the line. So maybe they could lose. So that's where my mind went. But
yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic match though.
Yeah.
Like,
no, match was great. Match was great. This one was fun for me because I got to sit next to you, who was in full on fucking fanboy mode.
Oh yeah, I'm marked out.
You were 51-50 mark. Like I was sitting there, and I mind you, I love both of you. Like I was like, yes, let's go. But to watch you do it, I was like, okay, the match was great, but I was also enjoying you because I'm like, we know they're not going to win, but let's see how let's see how he does this. Like I know, but they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose. Even if the belts are on the line, they're not going to lose.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. But I want to see how he takes this. Like, and it was great. No, that part, but that's once again part of the fun is to be able to lose yourself and immerse yourself in that moment and be that free and enjoy it. No, which is why I enjoyed it because you were truly like, yes, and they're gonna do it. Yes, they're gonna do it. And it's like, no, they're not. You're like, ah, and I was like, but you knew. You're like, yes, but still, like, no, it was great match. These guys are all fantastic.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they really are.
The quickness that was like, oh my god, you literally just had to keep your eyes. You couldn't blink because someone was flipping, jumping, spinning, corkscrewing. Something.
Double teaming. I mean, good.
It was
tandem
happening.
action. Yep.
Like fantastic. So to me, great match because I enjoyed the match itself. And then I also got to see you in true, just like fanboy mode. Like, come on, Danny, come on. Like,
come
like,
on, Boogie. Light work, you know, like, no, I was definitely in it. And then, but I think what made the match so enjoyable for me and why I got so lost in it, because it was really like a back and forth. There was no waiting. They came in, they started throwing hands. You know, Infantry had the you know, like the first wave of attacks. So it was like, oh no. But like that's what got you thinking too, is like, you know, usually the people that got beat down first are the ones that end up coming victorious at the end. So I was like, oh, maybe it is gonna go their way. And then they 51-50 gets momentum. And then I was like, oh, here it's gonna happen. But then it flips back again and a lot of back and forth. And then finally, you know, the Infantry capitalizes and wins. And I was like, oh man, this was well done. That's why I marked that.
The match was
well done.
Absolutely fantastic. The match was absolutely fantastic. And they're all amazing athletes. And it was kudos to them front to back. Like the spots, everything they hit, you know, like it was amazing. So I agree with you. Yeah, it was a great match. And I feel bad 51-50 didn't win, but I mean, kind of knew it. I mean, once again, but like I said, for me, it was fun watching you just, you know, scream and shit.
yeah. And then we get Ninja Mac versus Gino Medina. And this one I also had fun with because I saw both of these guys at the Six Flags show as well.
Mhm.
And they didn't go against each other, obviously, but
Right.
they both put on a fantastic showing. And it definitely sparked the curiosity for me of like, who is Ninja Mac? Who is Gino Medina? Like, these are
Right.
folks that I eventually would love to have on the show because I got to get these stories. I mean, we got one with, a Mexicano background, and then we have another who, although he's a masked wrestler, I don't know his origins. I don't know
Right.
what he is, where he came from, and that's what sparks that curiosity. I was like, okay, I seen you
Yeah.
work in the ring, and I spoke to you at the show, and I still can't piece together what background you are. So I'm like, all right, we got to get this guy on. So thankfully, I was able to speak to both of them after the show,
Mhm.
and hopefully, we could lock some things down with both of them. Obviously, individual episodes and stuff like that. But
Absolutely.
what a show! I mean, Gino as a heel
Mhm.
was fantastic. Like, even to the point of the true fan interaction. Like, he was, yelling some profanity in Spanish, and we had to jump in, and he turns around and like he capitalized. He turned around, points at me, and it's like, no, tú eres el culero, la la la. And I was just like, no, tú. And I was like, man, I got lost in the moment for a split second. I felt like Gino did not like me. But it was
For,
good.
for a split second, just
For a
just
split
one
second.
split second.
Yeah, just a split second,
Probably a little longer. This was a very solid match. Unfortunately, I only got to watch half of it live because I was standing in line for the bathroom because one bathroom and 2,500 people. So yes, but solid match because because you're like you're missing it. I'm like no, they have it on the TVs out here. Like I
Which is
am.
awesome. I didn't know that.
No, yeah, no, they had it out there. I was watching the entire time. That shit was fast paced and amazing. I can't wait to find out more about Ninja.
Yeah.
To your to your point, like I want to find out more. I want to
Can't
see where
piece it
this goes.
together.
Like, yeah, the kind of well, I haven't spoken to him. Afterwards, you did, and whatever. But not that my what is it Latino dar is bad. Is better than yours. Like I can't tell where he's coming from either. Like who knows?
Right.
But but no, like I can't wait because this was such a very good match, and I had no idea who either of these guys were. So I was just like, oh, okay, well that's why let's go to the bathroom. Let's see what it is. But then watching the match and then coming back to watch the end, I was like, oh, yeah, this was fantastic.
Yeah, man. Solid match, bro. And then we get the next match. We have a women's fatal four-way elimination style match, which pleasantly surprised, right? Because we normally don't see an elimination style fatal four-way, but the four competitors were obviously Mara Sade, top tier Tiara James, Alexis Littlefoot, and Zamaya, right?
Right.
And I thought it was well done. It was a fantastic match. If I had to critique one little thing, it would be because it was elimination, right? I
Mhm.
like the way it ended. Had it been a normal fatal four-way match, like pin takes it all, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But to have it elimination style and not, maybe this is my fault for not paying attention, not knowing until it happened in the match, then I kind of wish the match would have ran a little bit longer because then it felt like once the first person got eliminated, everybody else got eliminated. I was like, wham, bam,
Right.
what just happened? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. The fall started happening kind of
Too
fast.
quick. Yeah. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's my only critique. But solid
Uh,
match though.
I agree with you because we and you both said it when the pin happened, when the first pin happened, and I forget who took the L and who got the win. The girl you were rooting for, I
Oh
forget.
yeah. I thought
She
Tiara was gonna win it, but no,
Tiara, she got the first pin, right?
I believe so.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got the first pin over somebody, and we were like, "Oh shit!" And then the match kept going, and we're like, oh no, this is elimination style." So
Yeah.
to your point, I wish I would have known too. Now, did I study the card as hard as I probably could have? No,
Nah.
but to your point, I wish we would have known, or they would have said it during the introductions. This is a four-way elimination style match. Great.
Yeah.
Now I
Didn't
know.
hear it at
You
all.
know exactly. So yes, but solid match. And the one thing is that the winner, she had a wardrobe malfunction halfway through the match because she ended up winning with somebody's Wu Tang Clan sweatshirt
Yeah.
on. Like because apparently I guess something popped. Because I remember looking around and I'm like, like what? How did she get changed? And then someone in the front row was like, no, something snapped in her outfit. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. So kudos to whatever fan gave her the Wu-Tang Clan shirt, and Wu-Tang forever.
Wu-Tang forever. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. Yeah, no, solid match though. I was very happy with it. And then the next match we had on the card was a hardcore street fight Philly match between Josh Bishop and Atrocity Kroll. I mean, but people call him Kroll. Kane looking kind of dude, but
Atrocity Kroll.
Yeah, I mean, like, in MLW he's Kroll, right? But on this card he was Atrocity Kroll,
right? Because you have
Atrocity.
To, right.
Yeah.
Because I was going with Atrocity because I was like, all right, like I originally wasn't paying attention to the Kroll aspect of it, but the big Kane looking dude is And the funny thing is when we were waiting to get in, we saw Joey Bishop or not, Joey Bishop, right? No,
Josh Bishop. You always say Joey Bishop.
Joey Bishop, man, because he's Rat Pack, dude. That's for some reason Rat Pack is in my head. We saw him like kind of peek his head out, and you were like, "Yo, man, that's it." I was like, "All right." And then to see him in the hardcore match, that was nuts, man.
Yeah, no, but I loved, first of all, when they were coming out, right? Because you literally, as he's walking down the ramp, you literally look over to me and you be like, man, this guy looks like if Sid Vicious and Stone Cold Steve Austin had a baby. It's just like, what? And I couldn't unsee it. And I was like, you're right.
And then it was there. It was like, yes. Oh, no, that is very true. Yes. It was the vest and everything. Just the look, I was like, because they had the curly hair and everything, too. That Sid hairstyle. Whatever, man. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. But I mean, what a hellacious match, bro. I mean, everything from doors to stop signs to chairs.
La puerta, dale con la puerta.
The thumbtacks. Yeah, bro, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the match, where like they're outside and they're throwing the doors at each other, and all I hear you guys say to my right, dale con la puerta, dale con la puerta. It's like, yo, that's so funny, dude.
I mean, they were using everything, man. I mean, it was a truly like, because I was wondering how this was going to go. It's like I'm looking at Atrocity, I'm like, okay, hardcore match. And then I'm looking at Bishop, and I'm like, okay, let's see how you roll here. He handled himself well, man. He was taking bumps because those thumbtacks, man, those are no joke. On the chair shots and stuff like that, there's ways to protect yourself and make sure you use the soft part of the chair or make sure your hands get up. Tacks are like, no, like when they're in, and they hurt going in and they hurt coming out too. So props to them on a hellacious match in the ring, out of the ring. Just pretty much everywhere, man. These guys were just beating the hell out of one another.
Yeah, man. And it was crazy how Bishop was just taking the tacks out of his arms. And I don't know if you caught this towards the end, but I think Atrocity like kicked it, to the side, trying to clean up the area. And it flew into the front row in the corner turnbuckle, that side. And some girl had it on her necklace and she was like, yeah, it's on my necklace. And I was like,
Jesus Christ. Whoa. Lucky that wasn't about 8 inches higher, because that would have been in her eye. And then like, like, oof, man. Lightly brush. No, we're not kicking anything. Like, what's wrong here? Atrocity Jones or Atrocity Kroll or whatever.
Atrocity Jones. Yeah, man. But overall, solid match. I mean, very entertaining. And then the next match on the card, we have Oni King versus Joe Alonzo. And this was fun because, we get Freeway coming out with Oni King, and the whole place starts bumping. We're like, Freeway got the hood on smash. And we're all like, oh. And we're just like, oh my gosh. It was so much fun to see. Yeah, to see that whole, vibe going on. But then Oni and Joe, man, they put on a good show. I mean, even the thing that got me like curious about Oni King is like, he's from Brooklyn. So it's like he has this thing about like his style. It's like Brooklyn strong style. And I'm just like, okay, wait a minute. There's British strong style. There's strong style, which is Japanese strong style.
Right.
What is Brooklyn strong style? Like, we need to talk to him about that. Like, what is that?
That's like Master Splinter style. That's like rat style, because Brooklyn got all big ass fucking rats and shit. It's like, like that shit. Like, I'm going. Don't be mad at me, Brooklyn. Stop it.
What was that movie like back in the day with Bruce Leroy, and Shogun?
Oh yeah, man, The Last Dragon, dude.
The Last Dragon,
yeah. Man, the Shogun of Harlem, dude. Of course, that's the greatest movie ever, dude.
Yeah, maybe that's what Brooklyn strong style is that.
No, 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 no. That's Harlem, man. That's Daddy Green's Pizza, man. You can't be Brooklyn claiming the last dragon. Get out of here.
Yeah, man. But no, man. I mean, overall solid match. I mean,
Yeah.
Oni, rocked it. He did pretty well. And then Joe Alonzo. I mean, what a perfect example of like a heel, man. This guy really got under everybody's skin at the beginning
Oh
of the
man.
night when he said, like, I know we in Philly, but I know there's a lot of New Yorkers in here. But when I win this match, you guys, I want the announcer to say, and the king of New York is Joe Alonzo. And we're all like, boo, boo
Hey,
this
man.
guy.
Boo this man. Boo. Boo.
but he won and he got
Yeah.
it. And we were all pissed, bro.
We were pissed for a few minutos.
Yeah. Until
I was about
the
to say, and then,
Sandman.
and then that's when we stopped being pissed because we're like, oh yeah, Phillies, you're in the ECW arena.
Yeah.
That you have to have one of the ECW originals out there, and there is no one with less to do right now than the Sandman. I mean, there's no one that resonates with old school ECW than the Sandman. I mean, just coming out drinking the beers, kendo stick in hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Longest entrance ever, though, because he went to every section and made people guzzle down
just
beers.
pouring beers down people's throat. I'm like, yo, man, I would have to pay for that out there. Why don't you come over here and put some in my mouth, dude? I could use a good half a beer. What you doing?
but the one part that got me nervous is when he tried to hop the railing, like he almost like cracked his face open, bro. It was crazy.
Slow down, Sandman. I understand you got you're feeling good and you're invigorated and everything. But tranquilito, man, we still got to step over slowly. Okay, we're not hopping anything. God forbid, body don't heal like it used to. You know that.
Yeah, man. But it was a good segment though at the end of the match because obviously Joe Alonzo was talking smack to his boss, Smoke Dizza. Smoke Dizza came out and was like, I ain't gonna be disrespected. So every time like Sandman tried to hit him, he like Joe Alonzo snuck out, but then Dizza throws him back in, gets kendo sticks, he goes back out, Smoke throws him back in there, another kendo stick. The crowd goes wild, beautiful, pure ECW, like, what do they always say? Not memories of the hell of a drug, but you know what I'm talking about.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
No. I'm talking about
I don't know. That's
nostalgia. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Well, that's from Dave Chappelle, where Rick James goes, "Cocaine is a hell of a drug." Like that's the whole Rick James episode. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yes, the South Park touched on that. They did like member berries. Yeah, like everyone loves to live in a moment of nostalgia. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, nostalgia is a hell of a drug. But overall, good match, great segment, very awesome way to lead us to the two important matches of the evening, which is the women's championship match and the men's championship match. Obviously, the women's the second to last main event. And we have Riho versus Masha Slamovich. And what a battle. I mean, the way that these girls were throwing each other around like warriors, bro. It was scary how good they are, man. Like
reckless abandon. I mean, you could see why. We've had a few interviews, and a couple of the girls we've interviewed they always seem to bring up Masha's name. Always.
Yeah.
And this was a perfect reason why. You could see why her in-ring style, like her focus, the way she was taking her bumps, everything was crisp and clean, and they put themselves through like a hellacious ass match. That was a really entertaining. I wasn't expecting to be. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. I was like, well, yeah, okay, cool. Like this was definitely a top tier match.
Yeah, for sure. And then for me, let's look at the other side of the coin. I mean, Rio, such presentation, like such presence, right? Like she's walking out, she comes down with the championship. She has like this half mask thing on, and then she had like this lion fur coat around where the lion's head is on one of the shoulders. Like tremendous presentation outside of the ring, but then the work inside the ring. I mean, at one point, she had Masha like in like a half like folded suplex and she was just like walking around with her like she was like a laundry bag and then just smashes her. And I was just like, bro, like she's brutal. But I mean, it's a good watch for sure. Awesome match.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. Like I said, it was really, really good. Rio was like I've seen her in a couple places, but like to watch her live, to your point, I
Yeah.
mean, the entrance like I said, and her and Masha are just both technically sound and fantastic. So this was just really dope, like really dope.
Yeah. Yeah. And then obviously Rio is victorious. She retained the
Mhm.
championship, the women's championship. But the bonus there was, lights go out. Then we get, blinding lights. And then we get this figure walking down to the ring. And she's
Mhm.
pretty tall. And we're all looking. And then once it clicks, we're all looking. We're like, is that Statlander? Is that Chris Statlander? And everybody's like, no, that can't be.
Yeah.
He's like, no, no, she's an A&W. He's like, why would she be here? Da-da-da-da. And it's just like, no, it was Statlander. And they were
It was
standing
that.
toe to toe, face to face.
Yeah.
And then wham, just attack on Rio, showing her, letting her know, hey, next show, you're mine. That
Yeah.
championship is mine.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be dope. I was not expecting Statlander at all. At all.
Yeah.
So when you were like Statlander, I was like, no, that's not her. And, oh shoot, yes it is. Like
Yeah.
that was I mean a bigger surprise than the Sandman. Not nearly as crowd and engaging, but to have Statlander come out, you're just like, oh shit. And then when she just
Yeah.
popped her in the face, was like, oh damn, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a good way to end that match and set up the next show. Super excited for that one.
I mean, so solid women's matches, the good women's division over there. It was two solid matches, very very entertaining and good.
See, see. Yeah, exactly. Pero the main event, one of the main reasons why we're like, we had to come out here is to
Hmm.
support our primo, Cha Cha Charlie, contra Zilla Fatu. And what what a match, bro. I mean, okay, so first of all, a little backstory, right? As we're watching the whole card go down and as the night progresses, and I hate Nick for saying this. Nick was a friend of ours that was with us that night,
Hmm.
and he's like, don't don't hate me for this,
Mm-mm.
but I think your boy Chacha is gonna win. And I was like, why do you say that? And he goes, because
Ah.
during the hardcore match, there was a little bit of confetti that came out from the top of the lights, and that leads me to
Mm.
believe that something awesome is gonna happen, and he's probably gonna win, and they're gonna like do a big celebration at the end, kind of like
Right.
Mania, yeah, Eddie Guerrero in WrestleMania
Yeah.
20, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No way. No, why'd you put that in in my head? Now I know. Now we know we gotta go hard for Cha-Cha because we gotta be
Hmm.
like, yo, he's gonna do it." So we did, right? Because every time
Very
Zilla
hard.
Fatu came, bro, we were just talking smack to that
He
guy.
was he was staring at us like you motherfuckers. Like I'm looking at you motherfuckers. Like he's looking at
Yeah.
our side. It's like no, he's looking at us. Like yeah, screw you, man. Go cha cha. Like we
Yeah,
we
bro.
were we were we were being a little obnoxious there. It was actually quite fun. He was great too. The
Yeah.
fact that he was able to work that and stuff like that was dope,
Yeah.
man. He kudos to him. Seeing him live was great. He was solid, man. He was fantastic.
Yeah. But I mean, and here's the part too where like based on what Nick told us,
Mhm,
I'm just like, okay, maybe it could happen because, mind you, I've seen Cha Cha work plenty of times over here in Florida and other
mhm.
shows and stuff like that. And he came hot out the gate, bro. It's like he was throwing these elbows and throwing Zilla at the corner. Like he was going extra. And I'm just like, oh, snap, he knows something that we don't know. So
Right. That's why he's going extra hard.
so
Like
we're just like, okay, maybe it could happen. Maybe it is. So again, we're just amped up. I'm convinced that in that match, even though people were there for Zilla, we turned half that room to support Cha Cha, bro. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did.
I mean, and we helped start a lot of the chants when he was cha, cha, cha. We make sure we were screaming. Everyone was, oh, yeah, yeah. It was great. He was working really hard, really well. Like, this is the first time I was actually able to watch him live. Like,
Yeah.
I watched a couple things on YouTube where you're like, oh, watch this or da da da.
Mhm.
And it's great, great, clean work and everything. But he was motivated and on it and looking to sell a fantastic match. And it was, and he did. And he
Yeah.
did absolutely amazing. And it was funny because when he came around the ring, in his entrance, he like made eye contact and he saw us. And because he said it later on when we were chatting, when I said, he was like, oh no, I checked you as soon as I came around the corner. I was like, oh, all right, there's the Primos. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. Like, but he did great. He did great, man. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. It was really, really good.
Yeah, man. And I even appreciate the guys that were sitting behind us, bro, because the Roman Reigns chant, the Roman Reigns, bro. I thought it was hysterical that they started the cha 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 cha. Bro,
Those
I
guys
was
are hysterical,
dying,
dude,
bro. It was
man.
so
Those guys are
good.
great. But that's the rest of the community, man. So you don't know anybody there. Next thing you know, you're high fiving and chatting with everybody and making up chants and stupid things. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. Pero again, overall fantastic match. And as the match progressed, Zilla starts picking up steam. And there was a moment where he throws Cha-Cha to the ropes and then he just tosses him up in the air and does a Samoan drop. And the way Cha-Cha landed, I was like, oh my
Mm,
gosh, like
mm.
that's gotta hurt because he landed ugly on his shoulder.
Yeah, and that's the
You
thing.
know,
That's a good quick way to separate, tear, break,
yeah.
jam, something like shoulders are not very giving. Like you land awkwardly. Any superstar. I still was Balor had torn, Liv Morgan, like that's
Yeah.
anybody. Braun Breaker. It's tough.
Yeah, man. Entonces, and then but he gets up and there was a time where he was picking up steam and we're like, okay, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it because he's on the turnbuckle. He grabbed the hat.
This
He's
is
gonna
it.
do the bro. And mid-air, he's in the air, like it happened in slow motion. He was like, ah, and then Zilla with the triple Z, thumb to the throat, knocks Cha-Cha out, rolls him over. 1, 2, 3. Zilla Fatu retains the championship, and we're just booing him. And then he looks at us and he goes, "Time to get a new shirt." I mean, like, I was like, "You son of
Mm-hmm.
a."
He took the
It's good
air out
though.
of that room, especially the side that we were on because of like you said, because we were engaging and we like everyone was on our side at that point. So yeah, that south side of the room was very, very like no, because
Yeah.
to your point, it was very the end of the wrestler when he just jumps off very slow and then they end the movie. Like Chacha's jumping off and you're like, yeah, and then all of a sudden you see this thumb come out of nowhere and you're like, oh damn.
Yeah.
And it was a hell of a match. It did not obviously go the way we wanted to. We were pulling for Chacho so damn hard, but I understand, they, why they do it. They have to keep storylines and stuff going. Hopefully, this isn't the last, shot Chacha gets for a championship anytime soon. Because he is great and he works really, really hard. But this was a hell of a match, and just wish it went differently.
Yeah, man. And then kind of like at the end of the night, we told them, we said, you know what, even though you didn't get the fourth world belt, you're still the people's champ and you're still the Primos for life champ. You know what I mean? So
Uh,
and he's like, I
that's
appreciate that, guys,
That's
for
the
sure.
truth. That's the truth. Yeah, he's great. He was nice to chat with afterwards. That was really, really cool for her, him to go out there and sign autographs and does with people and give us just a few minutes of his time, a couple pictures, things like that. So gracias again, Primo, and bummer, dude, dumber, but that was a hell of a match, man. You deserve all the flowers for that.
For sure. But overall, solid event. The one thing that I forgot to bring up though was like the chainsaw massacre dude, because the funny thing about that is that I thought it was because he came out the first time at the Six Flags one because it was on Halloween. So I just thought it
Mhm.
was like a Fright Fest Halloween thing. That's it. Like we're never gonna see this
Right.
dude again. But then later on, he appears at WrestleCade, and then he comes back to this one. So I don't know if he's like a wrestler. I don't know if he's just like a new character that they're trying to push. But I was like, okay, who is this man? You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but whatever.
Right. You've given us nothing so far, and then Zilla and Chacha end up taking him out. Great,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, like like because everyone was just like, huh? What? What? Like everyone just got really quiet for a second there because I was like, okay, chainsaw, like Leatherface, great, cool, like really weird. But yes, that was a interesting way to end the show. But to your point, I guess they're introducing him, so having him go after Zilla because you said he did it at the Fight Fest one, so apparently he's stalking him.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but overall, final thoughts and grade. Let's grade it. Um, I think it was a fantastic event, fantastic weekend. Very happy that I got to see my people, my primos, my amigos, and just be amongst the
Mhm.
the wrestling community, the hip hop community, the fashion community, and I think meeting West Side and Smoke, fantastic people. They're so sweet. They're humble. They're just, salt of the earth people, and it's awesome. And their crew, the whole crew,
That's
everybody
great.
working.
That's great.
Shout outs to Benny Blanco. Funny, he's a wrestler that I saw up in New Jersey, and I saw him working the event, but I didn't recognize him because he was wearing a hat. And usually he has like colored hair, like sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's blue. So like his face looked familiar, and I was like, I know this dude, but I can't. But then I saw later on Instagram, he started posting the event and stuff, and it was his page, and I was like, oh, Betty. I was like, dude, I didn't even recognize you. He's like, yeah, man, it's awesome. That was, I'll probably be at the next one. So shout outs to Benny for that, and shout outs to everybody that we met. But overall, I give it a 9, dude. I give it a 9 because it was, engaging. Not one match was boring to me, and just being again in the arena, in the most famous arena, ECW, 2300 arena, like it was an experience. It was a vibe for sure. So I give it a solid 9, maybe a 9.5. It was good.
Well, all right. I'm going 8.5.
Ooh, man.
8.5. I'm going 8.5. Some great moments. Unfortunately, Chacha didn't get the win. Couple of, questionable, like I said, the chainsaw guy, and then a couple of just you knew what was going to happen moment things. So, but the matches were great. Everything was dope. It was like one match where I was like, oh, okay. But overall, solid good time. I'm going 8.5.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it, man. I respect it. Pero, bueno, primo, como siempre, let's go ahead and take this opportunity to thank all of our primos and primas and listeners for tuning in, for checking us out, to, whether it be on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on YouTube, on Spotify, all the platforms that apparently we are available on that I don't even know, because apparently we're on other podcasting websites too, and I don't even know their names. But you can find all of this where?
At primosforlife.com. When you get there, find out whatever platform you are used to, whatever you like, whatever you prefer. And when you get to said platform, you're going to smash the like, the follow, the notifications, whatever it is to help us continue what's happening. This is a great ride that we're on, and it's always better when you're on it with us. We've seen the numbers. They're growing every week. A lot of people came up to us this weekend at the show and, oh, I follow you guys. I already know you guys, because they saw my shirt and stuff like that. So it's fantastic. So muchísimas gracias a todos. Keep sharing, keep liking. And once again, reach out to us if you want to be on. We're down to chat and talk wrestling. Please, holla. Let us know. We love you. We adore you. We couldn't do this without you.
Yeah. And like they said at the show, what's better than 3 ropes? 4 ropes.
4. Yeah, like Primos for life. Hey.
My favorite part in the hardcore match though was like, what's better than 3 doors? 4 doors.
La puerta, la puerta.
Con la puerta. No, but primos and primas, we will see you when we see you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Take care.